Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to tackle that sprinkler job that we worked on in the last video. It's always that one sprinkler that doesn't want to work. Guys, stick around. We'll see what we can do about it. I'll see you right after this. Alright guys, in the last video we replaced the sprinkler manifold and raised the timers higher than they were before to correct any water pressure issues in hopes of getting one stubborn sprinkler head to work. But unfortunately that wasn't enough. Now these are pop-up sprinklers, meaning that they rise above the ground when you turn the water on. But this particular sprinkler is not spraying, and there's a few reasons why that could be happening. Number one, sometimes sprinkler heads get clogged with dirt, debris, grass clippings from a freshly mowed lawn. All of that can block the nozzle openings and stop water from flowing out properly. Two, which is one of the reasons why we did this job in the first place, is water pressure. This is a sloped yard, and at the bottom of the slope was the manifold we replaced. And like I said in the beginning, we raised the timers higher than they were before. If the timers are lower than the actual sprinkler head, that can cause water pressure issues, meaning that the water has to travel uphill now from the manifold, which can make it harder to reach that sprinkler head. Three, sometimes sprinkler heads get damaged. All of us have stepped on sprinkler heads not knowing they were there. Sometimes using a lawnmower, that can break or bend a sprinkler head. Lawnmower wheels, heavy toys can mess up your sprinkler head and prevent it from working properly. Number four, there can be a lot of soil buildup that accumulates around the base of the sprinkler head over time, which can cause problems. And if it's not the sprinkler head, it can be the timer itself that's malfunctioning. And then, just like any other mechanical device, over time, the internal components of the sprinkler head, like the springs or the seals, can wear out over time, which can also mess up its functionality. Now, as you noticed, if you need to, these sprinkler heads are pretty easy to remove and replace. Just screw on and screw off. Now, a sprinkler head can have different spraying patterns. 0 to 360 means that the water is going to spray out in all directions 360 degrees around, full circle. Then you have sprinkler heads that only spray 90 degrees, like this one. And those grooves that you see on the sprinkler head should be pointed in the direction that you want the sprinkler to spray. And both of these patterns have about a 15-foot spraying distance. We finally managed to get the sprinkler head to work, but it still wasn't spraying to its full capacity, which can mean that it needed some more adjustment. Now there's a screw on top of the sprinkler head that's used to adjust the spray pattern or the radius of the water stream, which means it allows you to control how far the water sprays from the head by tightening it or loosening it. You can pretty much fine-tune the coverage area on your lawn. Now if you turn the screw clockwise, that reduces the distance, and if you turn it counterclockwise, it increases the distance. All you need is a flathead screwdriver to adjust it. Taking out the sprinkler head filter and cleaning it off is also recommended. Look at how much dirt is on it. No wonder it's clogged. Since we had the sprinkler head off the stem, we decided to flush the line to make sure the water's clear, so any dirt that may have been in the line would have come out before we put the sprinkler head back on. Just a little tip there. There you go. All right, so we adjusted the spray pattern, we cleaned the filter, knocked out the dirt. That should do it, right? Let's put our sprinkler head back on and find out. Again, nothing. At least last time it was spraying. What happened this time? I don't know, but in my haste to take off the sprinkler head again to check it out, I took off the stem with it, which is a big no-no, because now dirt can really get in the system. So I immediately screwed the stem back in. And use some channel locks to hold it to remove the head. There's another tip, guys, so that won't happen to you. So now, back to the drawing board. Taking the sprinkler head apart again, examining all the components to see what could possibly be causing this. It could just be a faulty sprinkler. We know it's not the valve because we just saw water shooting out of the stem when the sprinkler head was off. So it has to be the sprinkler head. We've done all the troubleshooting we can do on the head itself. So the only thing left to do is to replace the sprinkler head. Unfortunately, we had a couple of sprinkler heads on deck. All right, so we got a brand new sprinkler head on there. It's a 90-degree spray pattern. It's going full blast, finally. Sometimes you just gotta replace things. And that's what we did in this case eventually. But I just wanted you guys to see the process of troubleshooting your sprinkler system because that's the only way you're gonna learn anyway. So now we're gonna take our weed eater and clear around some of these sprinkler heads to make them more accessible. Of course, the grass is gonna grow back over them, but we just decided to clear them out just in case we need to come back for some more maintenance. All right, guys, I know sometimes when it comes to those home improvement projects, it can be overwhelming and you just don't know where to start. That's why I'm inviting you to go and grab this simple home improvement planner that'll take all the stress off. It works on any device with a PDF reader. You don't need any special software. You can view it online or offline. You can even print specific pages if you need. And it's so easy to share with contractors or family. You can set and track your total budget. You can break down costs by category. You can record material expenses, track contractor payments, keep digital receipts. You can compare estimated versus actual costs. And the great thing about it is you can monitor your spending in real time. And the best part about it is you can document your whole journey because it allows you to take before and after pictures for each room or area of your home or space. Guys, this is the perfect planner to get started, especially if you're beginning on your DIY journey. You want to start it off right. So go grab the Calibrate Home Improvement Planner. I'll leave the link in the description below. And you guys have a great one.